Yep, despite all the rain and all the mud, it's coming up. The Hickory King is coming up. That's a good sign. We got a stand. We got a couple rows of it. But as you can see, we got a muddy mess. It's rained and rained and rained and rained, and we've been fighting and battling. What we've done this morning, what we're going to do today, is we have pulled these covers off. We put these covers on here to try to get this thing dried out to where we could do it. We pulled both the covers off today. The wind's blowing. It's about 40 degrees here today, Saturday. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the tiller on the tractor and we're going to fluff that up. It's really not ready to plant, but we're going to fluff all this up and till this up. And hopefully that wind will dry this thing out before this afternoon and we can get it plantable, because we've got a week's worth of rain headed our way. So we want to do what we can to get this in today. We're going to put green beans and some other stuff in. We want to get that in the ground. I got some more corn I want to plant. We're going to plant it over in another field. But let me show you what the tomatoes and the peppers look like. As you can see, the tomatoes are doing real good. We got to get cages built for those real quick. The peppers, that one was doing real good till Fred came along. I think Fred's fixing to get a shocking experience, if you know what I mean. And you can see these peppers over here, man, they're doing real good. So I thought I'd take you along today, and we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna till this up and try to fluff this up and let this use the wind and the sun today to dry this out. So let me go get the tractor. Finally got the Hiller Furrower in. It came in. I got to put it together. We'll probably hopefully we'll use it this afternoon. I don't know, but let's see what we can get done. Let me show y'all a little something here. A couple years ago, I bought this quick hitch connect. I got a little Kubota, little compact tractor. It's not much, but it gets done what I need to get done. And a couple years ago, I bought this little attachment right here. It's called a quick hitch connect. And I want to tell you, I used to wrestle and push and grunt and shove and pull and back up and pull up to get my implements changed out. I ran a brush hog all day yesterday with this little tractor, and this morning we decided we were going to try to till this garden up to get it dried out. I hooked this tiller up in about 5 minutes by releasing these. You can see you release those, and all you do is just back up or pull off, whichever one you're doing. Sorry about that noise. But I'm gonna tell you something. I think I give, shoot, I couldn't tell you now what I gave for it. Less than $200. And that thing is worth the money. If you've got one of these little tractors and you've got different implements that you use and you're all the time switching them out, you know what I'm talking about. Busted knuckles, sore back, feel like you pull your guts out. That right there, that quick hitch is the thing to have if you got one of these. It's well worth the money. So let's get to tilling and see what we can do. Well, I thought while we were letting the ground dry out, we get this beast put together. This is a Hiller Furrower, and you can see it's a Titan. That's code for Chinese, because everything's made in China. But this is a Hiller Furrower, and it really works good for potatoes, really works good for corn. And I may try to plant another row of corn or two this afternoon if the ground dries up. I think it's going to. But we're going to get this thing together and see how it works. I wondered why they had all the parts wired to the frame itself, and I couldn't figure out why they did that. If you'd have seen the box when it got here, you'd know why they done it, because the box was totally destroyed. But let's get this thing together. Okay, got her all laid out here. First saw one of these, can't remember the gardener's name, but he's down in Louisiana, Cajun boy, and I watched his channel. This has been some years ago, and he had one of these. I'd never seen one of them, and he planted 100 sweet potato slips like nobody's business. And then he got to planting his green beans and everything up on a hill. And I've always wanted one. I got to looking around for one, and the price on them was terrible. I found this one from Titan. I think it was a company called Pilot Forks out of Memphis. And got this thing real reasonable. I got about $150 in it, and it's surprisingly pretty well built. It's not bad. The welds and stuff on it are pretty good, and I'm kind of impressed with it. The discs over there actually have grease zerks in them, and I'm impressed with that for sure. But this'll ease the manual labor of throwing beds up with a rake like I'm used to. Probably just gonna make me fat and lazy. Truth's known about it. But it's time for me to get fat and lazy, I guess. You can adjust these side to side, but this way, and you can also adjust your discs up and down to make your beds wider or narrower or whatever you need. These are all adjustable. I can tell these threads are Chinese. Threads are boogered up on them. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I know there's probably not enough money in it for an American company to make them. Folks, we gotta get back to making stuff here. I think this virus thing is showing us all a little something. So the church has certainly forced me to look inside myself a little bit more. Hopefully it makes our nation look at some things different. I'm just pushing them up against that right now. I really don't know how I'm going to adjust this just yet. These are ideal for potato planting. If you're going to plant in a row, really of any kind, and you need a hill, this right here will do the trick. Okay, here it is on the back of the tractor. We've got it in as far as it'll go on both sides, and we've got our depth. I measured from here to here, and from here to here we got the same, so we should be good there. I don't know how good it's going to work until we take it out there and try it, so that's what we're going to do now. Alright, this end of the garden not very dry, but we're going to try it down here on this end because we're going to plant up on the other end up here if it's dried out. Well, it did what it was supposed to if it hadn't been so muddy. You can see it threw it up there. If this is dry, this will be good. We got some dry ground over here. We're gonna try it now on it, and I bet you it'll be a different outcome. Here we go. Well, it's too wet. So that means that we're not going to be able to plant nothing today. But you can see how it works. It lays a pretty good furrow there. And this is the first one of these I've ever had, so I'm not real sure what I'm doing. But anyway, that gives you the gist of it. Don't look like there's going to be any planting today. This ground's still wet. And I fluffed it 2 or 3 times today and tried to get it dried out. It looks dry, it looks better, but it's still full of water. Supposed to rain Monday, so hey, we'll see what happens. But right now, not looking too good to get the rest of the garden in. But hey, it is what it is, right? And nothing we can do about it. Lord's in control. He told us thorns and thistles, right? Now these ain't thorns and thistles, but rain, it'll mess your garden up. Hey, y'all have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And appreciate y'all watching. See you next time.